Well, good day, guys. Welcome to my NRL 2022 round 24, the second last round of the season NRL tips. Now, we're having a look at the team list now. This video is going to be kind of a little bit of a live stream that you're going to watch as a premiere, as I just wasn't able to get them out tonight or tomorrow, so this is the only time I have to do them. The first game, my Parramatta Eels, I was meant to be at this game going up against the Brisbane Broncos. The reason I'm not going to this game is because I am saving to go to an Eel either finals week one clash if we head down to, we could play Penrith if we finish in the top four, otherwise potentially Cronulla, Cowboys land, Townsville, or even Melbourne potentially. So plenty of different scenarios for the Parramatta Eels. So that money is aside. But as for the Parramatta Eels, we spoke about it on the Talking Para podcast. Makatoa returns to the bench in jersey 14, Jacob Arthur in jersey 15, with Bryce Cartwright and Ofahigi Ogden dropping onto the reserves for this side. Bit of mind games there potentially. Maybe Moses is carrying an injury as well. I guess Makatoa going up against someone like your Payne Haas and your Ryan James could do some good. As for the Brisbane Broncos, Kurt Capewell has been named to play despite an ankle injury, and it looks like Brenko Lee is back in the starting side after recovering from a hamstring injury. Well, the Broncos, they're coming off a 60-12 defeat, and the Parramatta Eel, we're coming off a 42-6 victory over the Bulldogs. Great record up there at Suncorp. Very tough game. We were embarrassed last time by the Broncos, but look, I think we can win this game. I'm going to go with the Parramatta Eels by 10. I do think it'll be closer than some people think. I think a lot of people will probably ride on Parramatta's momentum, but the inconsistency's been a factor, and I think we'll kind of see that kind of struggle again. But I think we can kind of run away with a victory, 10 points. I'm going to go with the scoreline of 24 points to 14, and I'm going to go with Wanga Blake to score the first try of that game to kick off the round. The second game sees the Penrith Panthers going up against the Warriors on Friday at 6 o'clock. This game is from Penrith, and Jerome Luai, has been named in jersey number 6. So the Penrith Panthers welcome back Jerome Luai with Jamin Salmon falling out of the side. So Luai and Sean O'Sullivan there. James Fisher-Harris is back for the Panthers. That's a huge inclusion there in jersey number 10. Eli Katoa. That's strange. Josh Curran, Eli Katoa, 12-16. There's already been, I don't know what's going on there with the Warriors. It looks like they have no jersey 11 for this match, but Ewan Aitken and Jack Murchie are out for the Warriors. Ben Murdoch-Marcilla is on the bench. Dynamis Louis also on the bench for the Warriors. So the Warriors, I'd say the line's pretty big. I'm just going to have a look here. I probably would have had this line at around 20 fairly. The Warriors are at 27.5. Can they cover that? Well, we saw a massive score lines over the weekend, and we probably could see the same here. Just how good is Penrith's defense? It is pretty good. It is pretty good defense. It wasn't there the other day. Getting Luai back as well provides plenty of spark and attack. I'm gonna go with Penrith by 22 here. I think 27.5 is quite a big line. So probably lean towards the Warriors actually here at the line. I'm going to go with the score line of 34 points to 12. I'm going to go 34 points to 12. I think that the Warriors can score a try or two, even on Penrith soil. But I think the Penrith Panthers will be too good. And a big inclusion there in Jerome Luai. I am going to take Viliami Kikau to score the first try of this game. He's on that left edge, dangerous, plenty of early ball, probably for Talon May. So let's go Kikau to score a try at Penrith. Next game is a cracker. I can't wait for this game. This is game of the round by a country mile. One of the games of the year I'm looking forward to. It is the Melbourne Storm and the Sydney Roosters. Both teams scored 50 points last week. The Melbourne Storm scored 60 points against the Bronco, and the Roosters, they scored 72 against the Tigers, who scored an intercept to score. But the Bronco kind of hit back and provided points, but then just took the foot away from the game, had no chance. Tyron Wishart is out for the Storm. Marion Seve in jersey number 22. Josh King, Eisenhoof, Kamakamika, and Lewis. Nice little bench there. And then Watson, Butcher, Collins, and Takiaho On the bench for the Roosters, Oliver Gildart has been dropped to jersey number 22 for this clash. Nat Butcher, 4 tries, Nat Butcher last week. Fantastic game from him. Nelson Asafa Solomona, the Melbourne Storm, had a great game. Really looking forward to some of the battles here. They'll be great. David Nofaluma and Daniel Tupou, some fantastic wingers. And then you've got Justin Olam, the strong centre, up against Joseph Manu, who's had a really breakout season, in my opinion, all year. He has been really, really good. This is going to be a really, really quality game. It could be an early finals preview with how the Roosters are playing. They really are hitting form at the right time, and so are Melbourne. And Melbourne, they are at home here. The Roosters have a very poor record at Amy Park, but I am going to tip the Sydney Roosters here. I think Melbourne have shown inconsistency all year. They are getting some of their spine back. They've got Munster and Hughes back. They've got young Tonamapia in the centres. Felice Kafusi also returns for the Storm. That is a big in for their forward pack as well. But I tell you what, I don't want to read too much into the Roosters beating the Tigers by that scoreline, but I just think they've been playing some good footy. I think their forward pack is playing really, really well with Maria Hargrave, Lodge, and even Radley as well. And Radley's still there in jersey number 13. So I reckon the Roosters are going to go and make a statement at Amy Park, and I think they'll win this game by 2. I think it will be fairly high scoring. So I'm going to go 20 points to 18. I'm going to go Melbourne to score under 20 points and the Sydney Roosters to score that 20. So Melbourne to go down by a penalty goal, probably a converted try potentially. Their goal kicking can sometimes be a little bit suspect. But I'm going to go the Roosters here. I think the Roosters will beat Melbourne. Next game is the Raiders and the Seagulls. Tough game here. You got Raymond Tumula Vega on the wing for the Manly Seagulls. Looks like Alfred Smalley is out of the side. Martin Tapau, Kurt DeLewis, Josh Schuster, and Ben Trebojevic on the bench. And then for the Raiders, Harry Naira, Horsburgh, Gula, and Starling on the bench. Starling did come and start for Zach Wolford against the Newcastle Knights the other day. We could see similar. Raiders are obviously playing for a potential top 8 spot. They are at home. The Seagulls, they're in a world of bother. I know Raiders win this game. I know Raiders win this game. Did I pick a first try scorer for this game as well? I didn't pick a first try scorer. Look, I think Melbourne will score first. I am going to go Cameron Munster. I'm just going to go Cameron Munster there for my first try scorer. For this game, I know Canberra will win, but then just not playing as good as you'd like them to. Look, I think at home they can win 13 plus. Be pretty cold, I think, on Saturday in Canberra. Look, I am going to go the Raiders 13 plus. I was going to go with the Raiders 1-12, but I'm going to go the Raiders by 16. I'm going to go the Raiders to concede a few points here. Look, let's go with the scoreline of 32 points to 16. I think that Canberra can continue their roll towards the top 8. They must win all these games. And I am going to take a bit of a roughie here. And I'm going to take Joe Tarpanay to score the first try of this game. Canberra by 16. Moving on to the Sharks and the Bulldogs. Now, the Bulldogs, pretty good record against the Sharks, but I'll tell you what, Tavita Pangai Jr. out, Connor Tracy out, Talakai back for the Sharks. They're at Shark Park. They're playing some great footy. They're playing for a spot potentially to finish second on the NRL ladder come the end of the season as well. The Bulldogs coming off 2 big losses here. Look, I think this line would probably be at about 16.5 if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. It's actually at 22.5. That's a big line. That's pretty disrespectful to the Bulldogs, in my opinion. Look, I think the Cronulla Sharks will win, and I think they'll win by about the same margin as the Raiders. So I'm going to tip the Sharks to win by 16 at home. I reckon this will be a fairly low-scoring game. No, I'm going to go 18. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 28 points to 10. I think that Cronulla will be too good, and I think that Cronulla's number 5, which is Ronaldo Mulatalo, will score first for the Cronulla Sharks, and they will run out winners over the Bulldogs with a scoreline of 28 points to 10. incredibly difficult game to tip here. It is the Rabbitohs going up against the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they got a great win over the Warriors. Tom Dearden is out for this one. Scott Drinkwater moves to the halves with Chad Townsend, who's had a fantastic season. Both players, really. Hammer moves to fullback. It's a really nice back line there for the Cows. Then you look at the Rabbitohs. You've got Mitchell, Johnston, Tuss, Graham, Thompson, Walker, and Ilias. Then Jackson Paulo has been dropped for this game. Blake Taff has been named on the reserve. Thomas Burgess is back for the Rabbitohs by the bench. I'll tell you what, the Cowboys have a very poor record, especially this season, and that record is at in Sydney. They just can't play good footy in Sydney. They lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Roosters. They lost to Rabbitohs. They just aren't great when it comes to playing in Sydney areas. And the Rabbitohs, they're coming off a loss to the Penrith Panthers. They scored plenty of points. The Cowboys scored plenty of points as well. This is going to be a very tight game. It could go right down to the wire. I think both of these teams have shown me that they can defend. So I think this will be a low-scoring game, and I'm going to tip the Cowboys here. I do think the Cowboys can break that kind of Sydney record. I think overall they've got the better team. They've got Ruben Cotter going over Harmasele. Jason Tamalolo and Cameron Murray is going to be a really exciting battle there. And then obviously the try scorers in Alex Johnston and Kyle Felt. They're pretty safe picks for your multis, but not in my opinion, because I think this game's going to be pretty low scoring. So I'm going to go with a scoreline. I think it's going to be very low scoring. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 16 points to 12. Low scoring game here. The Cowboys win it 16-12. Kind of like that game earlier in Canberra where the Cowboys, I think they won 14 points to 16. I think it will be reminiscent of that. And it could even be a Cowboys comeback. We've seen it all season where they've struggled against the Bulldogs or against the Manly Seagull, but they've been able to get over the top of them and win the game in the end. So I'm going to go the Cowboys to win that game. And I am going to go with number... I did pick a number 10 before, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go... No, I'm not. I'm going to go back row here. Luciani Leilua in the back row. I see it. I crave it. I'm going Luciani Leilua to score the first try of this game and the Cowboys to win. Sunday sees the Dragons going up against the Tigers. They conceded 70 the other day, the West Tigers. They've got Ken Mamalo, Alex Safer, Luke Garner. Lots of changes here for the Tigers. Look at this team. You've got Farmer Brown at lock. You've got Tom Freebarn starting. You've got Junior Puega. You've got Asuka Poa back. Stafford Toa in the centres. Jock Madden in the 7. So, yeah, plenty of changes there for that side. And then as for the Dragons, plenty of outs here as well. You got McCulloch, both Molo brothers, and Moses Mbai. Josh Kerr, a sneaky chance in jersey 22. Jonathan Rubin, also named potentially. So Sloan, Jackson Ford, Jaden Hunt, and Tyrell Fuimianu here for the Dragons. And that's about it. Oh, Jaden Sullivan in jersey number 9. Well, there you go. That's interesting there. Well, this game, I think it's at Combank. It's a Tigers home game. They are going to want to play with some pride, the Tigers. The Dragons conceded a lot of points, but they had their attack at the right moments. They also showed a lot of weaknesses at Wynn Stadium against the Titans. I think the Dragons will win this game. I'll say that. I think the Dragons will win this game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers come out firing and score first. So, look, I'm going to go with... I think the Dragons will score first. I do. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers do it all. I'm going to go Jack Bird. He's coming off a huge game last week. I'm going to go Jack Bird, first try scorer. I'm going to go the Dragons. I was going to go on 13 plus. I'll go 28 points to 16. I'll go 28 points to 16 in favour of the Dragons. I think they'll win this game. I'll go the Dragons 1-12 here. I'll go the Dragons 1-12. I wonder what the line is set as. I wonder if the bookies have it closer than 8.5. Yes, so fairly similar to mine. I'd be on the Dragons line there just. I think the Dragons win by 12. Jack Bird to score first. A bit of a retaliation from the West Tigers there. And we finish off the season with, the round with the Titans going up against the Knights. Very tough game to tip here. Patrick Herbert out for the Titans. Toby Sexton has been named on the extended reserves for the Titans. Paul Turner, Herman Esiese, Kles Haas, Moe Foraweka, and then for the Knights, Felix Crosland, Jacob Saifidi, Pasomi Solo, and Matt Croker. Christian Mapalangi had a fantastic debut against the Raiders. They almost got the job done against the Raiders, but they were just a different team in that second half. They played some good footy in that first half. The Knights, as for the Titans, scoring plenty of points, coming off a win against Manly. They go back at home where they got that win. The Titans beat them earlier in the season. It's going to be a very, very, very tight game. This is going to be a tough game to predict. I'm going to go with the Titans here. I don't know why. Because I think the Knights played some better footy last week than the Titans. But I think at home, the Titans can get the job done and kind of say, Tigers, here you go. Here is your wooden spoon. Newcastle played well, but they show me they can't really play for the 80 minutes, where the Titans, they didn't really play for the 80, but they just kept scoring points consistently throughout the game and having chances. So, look, I'm going to go with Jojo Fafita to score the first try of this game, and I'm going to go with the Titans by 6. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 22 points to 16 in favour of the Titans. So I'll put up a separate best bet segment, but Jack Bird, first try scorer, Jojo Fafita, first try scorer for the Cowboys game. I believe I ended up going with Luciani Leilua, first try scorer. For the Sharks game, I ended up going with, I forget now, I went with Ronaldo Mulatalo for that one. For the Raiders game, I went with Joe Tarpany, first try scorer with the Raiders to win. I'm going with the Roosters to upset the Storm this week, and I am going to go with Cameron Munster from the Storm to score the first try at home. I think the home crowd will get them fired up for the game early on. The Penrith Panthers to beat the Warriors, and I've gone with Viliami Kikau, first try scorer, and the Parramatta Eels to defeat the Broncos, and Wanga Blake to score the first try. So I'll put up a different segment on Instagram. I'll try and put my best bets up there. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Next week, hopefully I can do a normal standard tipping video for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your tips in the comments for round 24, and I'll see you guys later.